There are so many stories in every journey. The memories that make us laugh, content, or rather something completely opposite from joyful feelings. However, what if that one journey is the turning point of tens of other stories ahead for our path in life?
Actually, Bali is one of the honeymoon package there in Egypt. So everyone in Egypt know Bali. Not all of them, they know Indonesia, to be honest, but they know more Bali. Alhamdulillah, Indonesian people who goes to Egypt to study in Al-Azhar, they show good manners. So that's the manner that everyone expect to see here in Indonesia. When they come to Indonesia, they already have the idea that girls are having hijab, they are wearing a proper clothes. But when they come here, they face the reality that not everyone is like that here. That's the picture in Egypt about Indonesia.
Unimaginable and unexpected scenes of life, yet the Almighty God had created so marvelously. Not only in love with Indonesia, but this Egyptian man also fell in love with an Indonesian woman who was born in Magelang, which now becomes the mother of his two children.
It was actually a coincidence that we both went to, when I used to come here for visit first, and it was checking the job offer that I got and everything. So we met. I was living at that time in Gading Serpong near Sumarakon Mall. We start talking as friends, and I told her that I like you, but that time I had to go back to Egypt for my sister's wedding. I stayed in Egypt around 6 or 8 months, but I told her that I'm coming back. So we still communicate. We had a long-distance relationship for 6 to 8 months. After that, I came back to Indonesia. We met at the airport. At the beginning of April, I told her her birthday is April 13th. So I told her, you know what? I told you that we are going to get married. She said yes. I told her, what about, why not in your birthday? And we start preparing everything. In 10 days, we prepared the wedding, we prepared the place, we prepared KUA, I don't know, KUA, the Islamic Religion Office. We finished everything in 10 days. That's my story with her.
That was the beginning of Marwan Muhammad's life journey in Indonesia. From a short holiday, a quick meetup, until finally staying in Indonesia.
That's my goal. I will go to Egypt one day or another, but just to visit. But my life is here now. I have a life here now. I have a family here now. I know that it's gonna be hard for me, apart from my mother and my sisters, hard for them to be apart from their brothers and son. But yet, everyone needs to follow his own goals. And one of my own goals is to retire in a very peaceful place. Magelang is a very peaceful place, and she actually lives in a village outside of Magelang. So it's a very peaceful place. I really love it there. Not so hot because near mountain, which makes me so happy. But going back to Egypt is going to be only for visiting family, visiting relatives, friends, but not to live there.
Mu is even planning to spend his retirement time and the rest of his life in the hometown of his wife. Other than his family, there are so many things that made him decide to stay in Indonesia.
The people in Indonesia are very kind. They are still not corrupted so much by Western's ideas, by different other culture. When you are Indonesian, you are still pure. Of course, for those already get corrupted, I'm not talking about those people, but majority of Indonesian people are still pure, friendly, kind. They are going to offer you help even if you don't need help. That's what I love about Indonesia, it's people. Of course, the country itself as well. A lot of lovely places. The government actually is taking care of most of them, trying to make sure that it's not gonna be destroyed for a long time. They are trying to make sure that it's clean, have facilities around, like in Probodor, even though the price for the ticket went super expensive. But yeah, I really love Indonesia.
This 37-year-old man admitted it was not quite difficult for him to adapt to the Indonesian ambience because Indonesia is kinda the same as his home country. Both countries have a background as Muslim majority countries.
Yeah, I knew Indonesia. It's the majority of Muslim lives in Indonesia. So yeah, I was feeling comfortable when I actually arrived here because the difference between Philippines and Indonesia. Philippines majority Christians and they have their own traditions, they have their own culture. But here I was a little bit more comfortable because it's similar culture.
However, he acknowledged that there are some differences in terms of Islamic practice in Indonesia from the one he learned back home.
Can read Quran, but now without the microphone. She can go to the mosque having mushaf and start Quran, reading Quran, and it's okay. The only point I'm talking about is using the microphone in making it more public. There is a phrase in Islam, it says Sawt al-mar'a awra, which means that the voice of the lady is as well. It's not because we are shaming the lady, but because we are respecting the lady so much. We don't want anyone to hear the lady's voice loud and start saying things like, where's her parents? Why they are not teaching her or manner her? We respect so much women in the Middle East, and we're trying to keep them away from any harm. So instead of them using the microphone for reading Quran or even singing in the mosque, which is actually forbidden in Islam, not only in Egypt, especially in the mosque. I don't mind whatever happened in the house. It's your own privacy. I don't mind. I don't really care about it. But in the mosque, this is the house of Allah. So we just need to respect His own wishes.
Mu's wife Nurnaningsih also agree with what her husband said.
Di tempat dia tuh nggak kayak misalkan orang perempuan nih berbicara gitu ya di forum di masjid atau apa kan suaranya tuh nggak boleh keluar kalau di tempat dia, tapi kalau di sini tuh bisa pakai mic atau apa. Nah itu sih yang oh emang nggak boleh ya, jadi kayak gitu tuh. Jadi iya itu sama aja nggak boleh kalau menurut dia kan, tapi kalau di kita kan kayaknya biasa aja, lumrah aja gitu. normal aja.
Moreover, the day of Eid al-Fitr is often celebrated differently.
Eid al-Fitr is the one that everyone in Indonesia is waiting for. If you have differences, please put it away. If you want to say Eid al-Fitr is Sunday, so it should be Sunday for everyone. If you want to make it Saturday, you should make it Saturday for everyone. Using the Islamic way. Go to check the moon, ru'ya. So I was fasting, and people are half of Indonesia celebrating. Half of the mosques are having Salat Eid al-Fitr on Saturday, and the rest of the people on Sunday. I was shocked, to be honest. My brain went boom. So it's really, I know that's gonna offend a lot of people. Again, I'm really sorry. But when it's time for Muslims to be unity, to act like one person, put all your differences away and act like a unity.
Impressively, the fact that he was born as a Muslim never makes him stop learning Islam. Moreover, he always shows a decent attitude and manner toward his Muslim identity.
I chose to be Muslim even though I was born a Muslim, but I found in Islam everything that this world needs. The real Islam, not the one that people are trying to give us. Like I said, Islam is a religion of love, peace, and respect. In China, for example, I can see people having Islamic morals, but they're not Muslims. So they are missing the title, being Muslim. They don't pray, but they don't lie, they don't cheat. They are not corrupted. They are still pure. They are dealing with in Islamic morals. The only thing that they need is just praying 5 times a day, know more about Quran, learn about Prophet Muhammad, and have the title Muslim. But they don't know, because the picture of Islam in the world is it's a very bad religion. They have every single terrorist in the whole world is Muslim. Suddenly, that's the picture that the media as well is giving everyone. Go to USA. Check the media, 24 hours, 7 days a week, hate speech about Islam. I chose to stay a Muslim because I believe that Islam is the religion for peace, the religion for love and respect. That's why I stayed Muslim. I don't understand why other people are thinking that Islam is otherwise. I don't know why people are killing others by the name of Islam, and which is not. But Islam, I love being Muslim, and I will love to die as a Muslim. Respecting people, loving people, living a life with people, and nothing is more important than being connected with Allah. The peace that brings to your body when you are praying to Him, when you are having a trouble, and just put your hands up and pray to Him. Ya Allah, help me. And you will find help from the least place that you can expect help. So I choose to be Muslim and die as Muslim.
As a Muslim from birth and by blood, Yet his home country is the country known for its early Islamic civilization. Muhammad indeed knows a lot about Islam. Besides, there are so many stories from his motherland in the Al-Quran. The story of Prophet Musa, the pharaohs of Egypt, the historical heritage of Islamic history, and the legacy of the Golden Age of Islam. Those were Muhammad's bedtime stories and something he learned since he was very young. Contradictorily, Muhammad had not squared by the stereotype of the general personas of Arabic man.
Kalau aku sih melihat dia tuh sosoknya dia walaupun dia emang dari negara yang majority Islam dan yang looknya itu appearance-nya tuh ya kalau orang Indonesia kan udah apa ya kayaknya kalau dari Arab country tuh yang pakainya yang serba longgar apa gitu-gitu kan ya. Kalau dia sih nggak harus seperti itu kalau yang aku lihat ya yang aku tahu gitu. Kalau dia sih lebih fleksibel aja.
That is also what Mu's wife feels when she is still not wholeheartedly ready to wear hijab.
Dari awal aku ketemu dia emang aku juga udah nanya, aku harus pakai jilbab apa enggak sih gitu-gitu kan. Iya, kalau soal hijab atau apa sih itu dari kamu sendiri aja. Kalau kamu emang mau pakai hijab ya pakai, tapi jangan merasa pakai hijab tapi karena terpaksa atau gimana. Kalau dia sih ngasih taunya kayak gitu. Kalau kamu masih nyaman kayak gini ya udah nggak apa-apa dia gitu sih. Jadi nggak mau memaksakan gitu. Kalau emang belum dari hatinya mau pakai hijab ya udah gitu. Kalau dia
Muhammad, whose provision is a teacher, thinks that Islam is not only a religious entity.
Respect. It's just they don't know how that can hurt someone. Yes, they are doing this without knowing. They are listening to Quran in the microphone without knowing that they are hurting someone. It's like when you are driving a car and it's rainy and there's flood on the way and you are going so fast. You're going so fast because that's convenient for you. It's not because you have some appointment to go, you're so late. But the splash from the water, it hurts other. You are not aware it hurts someone, but in the same time, it did hurt someone. So we just need to change this idea. You want to go to the mosque on Sunday to clean, to sit down, to read Quran. I will be 100% supportive. Just try not to hurt other around you. Islam is not like that. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he had a Jewish neighbor. He used to put garbage in front of his Prophet Muhammad's stores. And Prophet Muhammad will take it and throw it day after day until one day Prophet Muhammad, he went outside and he didn't see a garbage. So he asked about his neighbor and he knew that he was sick. So he went there and visited him. We need to learn that not all Jewish are bad, not all Christians are bad. We need to learn that being kind to people can change their ideas about us.
This father of two children thinks the image of Islam should have a bold and clear boundaries.
Islam is a religion of peace. Islam is a religion of love, respect. Islam basically, it's what we do in our daily life. We need to respect each other, we need to love each other, we need to learn how to live together. Don't tell me that when Prophet Muhammad was in Saudi Arabia, there were no Jewish. There were Jewish. There were still people who still praying to statues, but they were been living in peace. Islam is a religion of peace, and whoever doing anything against that is not Muslim. Whoever doing something that hurt and destroy the Islam picture, not even for the Western countries, but in our own countries. If the church wanna give a bad picture about Islam, they can just give you a picture of Syria. That's Islam. They're not going to show you what's going to happen in any other countries. With Islam is a very beautiful place.
Muhammad has a strong belief in Islam as rahmatan lil alamin, and it's understanding because his father taught him those from an early age.
I cry and my wife tried to comfort me. It works sometimes, but the other times I just cry. When I miss my father, it's like you miss your life. You miss a big, when it happened, it's like, you know that emoji, the broken heart emoji? I felt the crack in my heart. It was so painful. It was so unexpected. I was planning to see him again, but now I can't. I didn't have a chance to say bye to him. Didn't have a chance to hug him for one last time. So, of course, if I miss him, I will start crying. And Excuse me for a second, please.
Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr. Those two moments never fail to make Muhammad yearns to be back home and rewind the sweet and unreplaceable era of his life.
One of the things also that I noticed in Indonesia, in Ramadan, they are missing the meaning or a definition of family. In Egypt, it's a must. For example, in Egypt, it's a must for the whole family together for the first 2 days. For example, me and my wife, so one day will be in my parents' house with my wife, my kids, my sisters and their husbands, and my parents as well. It's a family gathering. We need to do iftar together. We need to prepare the food together. It's a way of salatu rahimi. But in Ramadan, it's much bigger because it's the first day of Ramadan. We all need to celebrate that we are in a very holy month. And in the second day, for example, in my first day, it's my parents' house. So the second day, it's gonna be my wife's parents' house, and so on. In Ramadan, if I'm living in the same house as my parents, second floor on the same house, we must share iftar because we are living together, so we need to eat together. It's a spiritual thing. Like you live under the same roof, at least it's easy for you to do salatu rahmi. In Islam, family is, of course, after Allah and after Rasulullah, family is the most important thing. Even Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said when someone asked him about which companion, which one should I take as a companion, my mother or my father? Nabiullah Muhammad said, your mother. Then he asked him again, and then Nabiullah Muhammad, he said, your mother. And then for the third time, and he said, your mother. And for the fourth time, Nabiullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, your father. So he didn't say your best friend, he didn't say your wife, he didn't say your kid. He said parents, your father, your mother, your family.
His father also taught him that someone will have a decent personality if they treat their family well, because good deeds we do for our family is the reflection of how our akhlaq is.
Egypt are more respected, are more, I'm not gonna say worship because worshiping is just for Allah, but more important. And in Egypt itself, we have a phrase we said, اللي ملوش خير في أهله ملوش خير في حد, which means if you are not good to your family, to your own family, you're not gonna be good for anyone. If you're not kind to your family, you're not gonna be kind to anyone.
Hence, every time Muhammad has a chance, especially during Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr, he always gets in touch with his family even though only through cyberspace.
Of course, I feel missing them so much, but because of the internet and all the applications that are available now on the internet, I can communicate with them, I can call them. It's not, of course, like hanging out with them. Especially, I don't have brothers, I only have 2 sisters. And in Arab countries in general, having a son and only daughters, it will make the son having more responsibilities. Because now I have to take care of not only myself, not my wife, but I also need to take care of my sisters because they are from my own blood. So if one of their husband had a problem, they will have to deal with me. Since my father passed away, I'm the one who's replacing him now.
Therefore, Muhammad, who is the second of 3 siblings, still celebrates Ramadan joyfully. Even though this year he will spend Ramadan without his father, who passed away because of COVID-19. To embrace his yearning feeling, Mu likes to cook by himself, cooking his favorite authentic hometown food.
The thing that I notice here in Ramadan, the korma seller everywhere, espwa sellers everywhere, even though if sometimes they are just selling jelly, which I love so much, to be honest. Personally, I love espwa, but the original fruits, not the jelly one. I don't know the other dishes that you guys have in Ramadan, but in Egypt we have different. In Egypt, you can buy espwa anywhere, not only in Ramadan. It's time for Ramadan because everyone is thirsty, everyone wants to drink something cold or eat some fruits. So it's like that. But in Egypt, we have desserts that you can't find any other time. Like, if you heard of baklava and kunafa, actually, kunafa. Baklava, you can find it anytime, but we have something called kunafa and something called ataif. We can find the seller for the ataif any other time of the year. It's just Ramadan. It's Ramadan dessert. So even if you buy it outside Ramadan, it doesn't taste the same.
Furthermore, he never missed doing salat together with his wife. For Mohammed, his wife is his genuine soulmate, his partner in life, who made him feel Indonesia is his second home, yet the most beautiful gift God chose for him. But there are times he feels discontent and disorientation due to how far away he is from his home country.
Yet, I survive all of this because I know that Allah is there with me. Allah still has something for me. There is a reason for Allah to keep me still here. Hopefully it's just for my kids. Every single thing that happened to me in different countries and seeing different people treating me in a bad way because I'm Muslim, I still don't care. I know that Allah is there. Because whenever someone says that I'm bad because I'm Muslim, something bad would happen to them. So I know that Allah is there protecting me. Allah is there keeping me away from harm. He's like my guardian angel. He's there. Nothing is more beautiful than having this feeling that Allah is always watching, always protecting you. And that connected me with Allah in a very strong way.
Despite all wishes he has, there is one wish he truly wants to come true for his little family. A piece of wish which might complete the puzzle of his life journey.
It's very difficult for Indonesians to make Umrah. They need to apply 10 years in advance, and right, that's what I heard. You need to apply years before they actually travel. Yes, I have plans that one day I'm going to take my wife and my kids to Egypt, and from Egypt we are going to make Umrah because it's easier to do it from Egypt than here in Indonesia. From Egypt, I'm going to apply for my wife for us to go to make Umrah and my kids as well. And then that's on the way back. So we are going to Indonesia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia. That's the plan. I told my wife about that. I told her it's going to be easier for you to get a visa from Egypt, not from Indonesia. Well, all I want to say is Ramadan Kareem. I hope that everyone is going to be closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and having family renew the vows with their families, getting closer, make salatu rahimi, and always see the bright, always see the light, even if you think it's so dark. There's no darkness without light. There's no light without darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. Light is the absence of darkness. So always find the light. Don't listen to others. You have your own mind. Listen to yourself. Believe in yourself. And Ramadan Kareem and happy fasting.